So, I went to go see Vacation. It's written and directed by John Francis Daley and Jonathan M. Goldstein. It stars Ed Helms, Christina Applegate, Skylar Gisondo, think I got that right, and the fantastically named Steele Stebbins. That's a real name, Steele Stebbins. And the whole film is an attempt to recapture the magic of National Lampoon's Vacation. It's not a reboot, it's sort of a sequel attempt to re-image and recapture it and repackage it for the modern filmgoer. And you know the general plot to National Lampoon's Vacation? Same general idea. Father decides to take their family on a vacation to Wally World because it was a trip that he took with his family when he was a kid. And except in this case, it's like a trip that he took when he was a kid because the father was trying to recreate the trip that they took when they were a kid. So it's not really true nostalgia. It's like nostalgia twice removed, which is kind of strange, but the film doesn't really care about that, so why should we, I guess? There's a part in one of the trailers where the Griswolds break the fourth wall and start discussing how this movie is pretty much just a remake/sequel to National Lampoon's Vacation. They try and gussy it up in the fact that, it's a family having a discussion back and forth, but there's no way it's not just directly addressed to the audience. And I've seen this work in a couple comedies, but it doesn't really quite feel right here. It felt more like a gag that you would do for one of the trailers, but not put in the actual movie, but it's actually in the movie. But at one point, one of the kids goes, "Oh, well, I don't even remember the first Vacation," which, of course, they don't because they're not over 30. But then the dad goes, "Well, that's okay. It doesn't matter. This one will stand on its own." And I don't really know if it does. I mean, I guess to an extent it stands on its own, sort of. The jokes are funny enough sometimes, and the acting is competent. There's no real complaints. No one was standout bad. The cameos were fun. I think there is a plot. It doesn't just rely on the fact that, oh hey, you remember this from National Lampoon's Vacation? Ooh, well, we're doing it again. No, I mean, there's some of that, obviously. You sort of have to, but that's not the meat and potatoes of the plot. It's sort of, the general plot is that the father is trying to hold together his dysfunctional family and bring them all together because everyone is sort of going their own separate ways. The younger son bullies the older son. The marriage is kind of falling apart. It's gotten stale. So that's a plot. It's just they spend as little time on that plot as humanly possible. So when it resolves, you're just kind of like, oh, that was a thing? Okay, I guess. Yay, they fixed it. Somehow, miraculously. Woo! So this whole film just has to rely on the strength of its humor, right? Which would be fine if it was good, which the humor is not. And this is a terribly, terribly subjective genre. Comedy is very hard. I found the humor in this film to be just lowest common denominator, dick jokes and toilet humor for the most part. It just wasn't really funny. I mean, there's a character who his comedy is the fact that his fiancée breaks up with him and then he turns suicidal and tries to kill everyone. I'm not sure how that's supposed to be a comedy thing. It could be in the proper film, in like a black comedy, but in this, where it's paired up against, look at Chris Hemsworth's giant dick in this scene. That's it. I didn't find it funny. There we go. So yeah, whether or not you enjoy this movie is really going to depend on your sense of humor, as is the case with all comedies out there. But if I had to guess, I'd say more people are going to fall into the nonplussed camp than in the really finding it funny camp. So with that in mind, don't give the studios your money for this one. Watch it on Netflix or something if you really have to, but just skip it in the theaters. There's better movies out there. If you want a fun, turn your brain off and enjoy movie, go watch Ant-Man or something. Even if you've already seen it, watch it again, because it's better than seeing this. You're going to get more out of that. Anywho, and until next time, folks, enjoy film, just not this one.